Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd do a video today which is a little different. I've become a little bit tired of doing Elite and Lux Algo videos over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today. So you guys that have been following the channel for a while know that I'm primarily a trader. That's usually what I'm doing most days. And so I thought I'd run a poll on my YouTube channel here. So it says, are you interested in seeing content on my channel that would be reviewing other ways to make money online rather than just trading? And I want to be clear here, I'm still going to do the trading reviews. That's still the vast majority of the content on this channel will be testing out systems, testing out services, looking at these indicators. And so I want to make it clear that that's what I'm still going to do. I'm not changing that. I'm not just like going to turn into one of these crazy like online money making clickbait channels, make $1 million, how to make $1 million a day from, I don't know, selling on Amazon or whatever. I have a lot of different online income streams, so many that I really don't know how many I have, dozens and dozens. None of them are particularly huge, but it adds up to significant income. So what I thought I'd do is occasionally just talk about some of the stuff that I'm trying or interested in at that moment, or something that's particularly successful. For example, recently I've started selling options with Lance and Theta Traders on futures. So it's a fairly advanced strategy, but it's actually more easy and simple than you'd expect, and it's probably by far the most easy passive way to make money online with a decent return that I've ever seen. It really doesn't take that much work. It doesn't require a lot of capital. Obviously, the more the better. But that's something that I've really become passionate about. So you guys have probably seen me talking about that. If not, there's going to be a fairly big launch coming up where we're going to launch a program dedicated to that style of trading. It's going to be really in depth. I'm really excited to do that. It's going to be fun. I'm just watching my account tick up every day, just using a small amount of capital at the moment, but I'm scaling up on it. I'm going to make sure that the results that I get are really high, which so far I've been super impressed with, and see if I can start to generate significant amounts of income from that. But in the meantime, what I've been doing as well is running the Discord groups that I help out in and started, Sidekick Traders and Theta Traders. I've been dabbling in different online businesses. So one of the things I want to talk about today, which is kind of weird, it's kind of random, I came across some videos talking about selling AI art. So it's interesting that you guys have probably seen this huge revolution where they're talking about ChatGPT and basically AI. Now, I think it's important to point out here that AI is not, like ChatGPT is not actually artificial intelligence. It's incorrect. It's a misnomer that ChatGPT is artificial intelligence. It's not. It just isn't. So for you guys that know about what AI actually is, you'll know that ChatGPT is not not artificial intelligence by any stretch of the imagination. But it's one of the most powerful tools that we've come across probably since the internet, in my opinion, especially if you're an online entrepreneur looking to make content or have an assistant that kind of helps you with brainstorm ideas or whatever. So ChatGPT is the one that everybody knows about. The one that I've actually been focusing on to make digital art is called Midjourney. So I don't know if you guys have ever come across this. They have a Discord. It's free for the first so many images that you make. But after that, it's like $9 a month or $30 a month, depending on what package you get. And the cool thing is with this is it basically gets around the fact that, like me, for example, have no talent whatsoever in terms of making any sort of sellable product online in terms of like images. And so, a lot of people can generate images like paintings and then sell them online or whatever. Well, this is pretty amazing. Like, you can make any image you want, like this person just made this one. So if you're looking for logos, you can make them. If you're looking for print on design for t-shirts and things or mugs, that's pretty popular, and some people have made 7 figures plus with that type of thing. Now you don't actually need any talent to do it, which has really lowered the barrier to entry to useless people like me to be able to sell these things online. And so really, it's like opened this e-commerce idea where you can produce products by simply typing in a sentence. Like this person typed in, generate me an image of a man going down a dark path, but God's angels is standing over him, leading him the right path. And you can see that these are the images that have generated. Pretty amazing. So imagine you put them on t-shirts, not these particular ones, or sell them to businesses. There's lots of different things you can generate. So let's just have a look through some people are generating. Seems to be this type of style at the moment. And so these things sell, and they sell like hotcakes, if you know the right market. And I'll tell you about some of the stuff I've been doing. And you can sell these images. And once you make them, they take like 10 seconds to make, right? You type in, you can even do ones, the crazy thing is you can even put actual images in and then have the AI generate it so that they're more, like a cartoon or whatever. So you can see some of the examples here. And so what's crazy is these are unique and they don't have any copyright on them. So you can sell these images to people as AI art. One of the platforms I've been using is one that I never thought I'd really use that much, which is Etsy. So Etsy tends to be a middle-aged woman type of platform, right? But there's a lot of demand on it for clip art. So these sort of pictures of things that women like to put on cups and t-shirts and printable things. And so there's a lot of different things on here. So if you look at this one, it's fantasy book clip art. This is a lot of stuff I would never buy or have any interest in whatsoever, but I think it's, it doesn't have to be. It has to be what other people want. And I think that's sometimes a difficult thing to get, to get your head around is like figuring out what the demand is for these things. So, these are sort of some typical generated images. People will use them for mugs or print them out and put them on walls, or, you can see some of the things they talk about, book bundles, vintage books. So this is the sort of images people are generating on Etsy. Well, putting them on Etsy, but generating them in Midjourney, this thing. Basically, they're generating them for free and then putting them and selling them as bundles on Etsy. So it's pretty amazing. It's so low cost. It's taken what would normally take so much talent and effort and energy, and basically making it so you can, like, anybody can generate these and then sell them on Etsy, for example. So hopefully this is an idea that maybe resonates with you guys. I know a lot of traders probably aren't interested in this, but I guess as traders we are interested in making passive money. So you make a few of these images. It needs to be quite a lot, actually, like hundreds of them to make any significant money. But it doesn't take any effort to actually to make them. So what you do, and what I've been doing, is you generate, say, 10 of these images. So first you do your kind of your research and find out what sells. For example, there's a huge market for these types of clip art bundles. So basically, like, one thing that was selling was like mushrooms, and this is really weird. So if we type in mushrooms clip art, this will kind of give you an example what goes on. So for example, this person here is doing something very similar to what I'm doing on here. So what you do is you basically figure out like what type of things sell, and for some reason clip art of mushrooms sells on Etsy. And so these are called watercolor fantasy mushrooms. And what you do is you just go into Midjourney and you make dozens of these images. Doesn't take much effort at all. You learn how to use Etsy, which is a whole course in itself. And basically, it's pretty straightforward though. You start selling them, and they only sell for a few dollars each. But the cool thing is Etsy takes care of the biggest problem on these types of things, which is it sends you traffic. So these things will rank. You saw when I basically typed in the mushrooms clip art, you get all these like ones popping up. So when somebody's looking for crazy mushroom clip art, it pops up in search. So you don't have to pay for advertising, which is one of the biggest barriers to entry, along with being able to create these things. So we've basically killed two of the main problems that people have when they want to start an online store that generates recurring income. Is one, the talent aspect of it is gone. So you go to Midjourney and you make these by typing in phrases like nice fantasy mushroom colors, And then the second one is Etsy generates a lot of the traffic for you. With a bit of work with ranking and their SEO type of things. So what you can do is basically make a bunch of these images and in a store, and it's a lot of work. It doesn't sound like much because it sounds like you just go to Midjourney and make these images, but you have to like make them nice, and then you have to package them and things. It's still pretty easy, but you don't expect to do this in like a day or a week. It took me a month to get my first couple of sales on here. And from then it's just kind of scaled up. And I'm not doing anything on the store anymore. I'm just kind of letting it be because I really did it as like a fun project to explore new ways to make money online. But it's something that if you particularly like art, or you have always wanted to start some sort of some sort of e-commerce thing, you know, this might be a low hanging fruit for you. It's like I know there's people making like 10,000 plus a month doing this, and so that'll take like 2 years to build up though, from my experience. So a lot of the people I know personally that are doing it are making $1, $2, $3,000 a month after about 6 months of part time, you know, doing it in their spare time kind of thing. Typically, you'll need like 100 listings, 200 listings, and you know, it just kind of like once you've done that, it just kind of passively generates revenue. So it's not a get rich quick thing. There are some people that have transitioned to making 6 figures a year doing this, but that's not very likely. You're probably only going to make a couple of thousand extra a month, which is great though. Do that 10 times, there's an extra 20,000 a month from online revenue streams, this being one of them. And so obviously this might not be for everybody. It's not my passion. I've just been really excited about AI and seeing if there's ways I can use it outside of trading to make extra money. So I thought you guys might want to hear about this. It could be something interesting to think about. You don't just have to do these clip art bundles. You can also just do images. Like maybe these would sell really well. What I found though is these bundles tend to sell the best. People only pay a few dollars for them at a time though, so it's not like they're super high ticket items or anything like that, but could be something worth exploring, especially if you're creative and you want to do something that is also like could feed into your trading. So my goal going forward is to take all the revenue streams I have from all the different sources and start funneling them into, say, selling futures for premium. And then, you know, that way you take these recurring passive income streams and then consolidate them into one big passive income stream on top of everything. So I think that's a cool goal to have. I think it's kind of having all these different streams will work well, because imagine if the market tanks for the next year, or just, you know, buying and holding hasn't worked very well over the last couple of years. So there's always like ways to make money, and I think this is an interesting one that I'm pretty excited about. Although I have to admit the work has got a little bit annoying, so I've backed off a little bit. The cool thing is I'm still generating sales, even though I haven't done anything on this for like 2 or 3 weeks now. So anyway, hopefully for you guys that are kind of interested in this sort of creative money making online, hopefully this has given you some ideas. I encourage you to look on YouTube. There'll be plenty of people talking about this that are much better at it than I am. I'll try and leave a few links in the description below to show you the YouTube videos I watched before I started my online AI art store a few months ago now, a couple of months ago, and hopefully that helps. Alright guys, I'll get back to the stock trading stuff in the next video.